The theme of this conference is improving survival and the quality of life for men with prostate cancer, and I've subtitled this address, Getting Decisive Action on Prostate Cancer. Our CEO issued a press release on the 18th of April in which he declared that Prostate Cancer Foundation New Zealand, PCFNZ, is calling for a more streamlined approach to deal with inconsistencies and disparities around the diagnosis and treatment of prostate cancer nationwide. I want to set the scene for this conference by discussing some of what's being done and what needs to be done in New Zealand to build awareness of the need for prostate cancer checks, to reduce the number of deaths from prostate cancer, and to improve the quality of life for men with prostate cancer. In my opening address for the conference last year, I highlighted a number of issues which were then developed into a document adopted by our board last November, Priorities in Prostate Cancer in New Zealand. That was subsequently sent to our new Minister of Health after the election and to all members of the Parliamentary Health Select Committee, and it is posted on our website. That paper itemises the inadequate care provided to Kiwi men and states that, and I quote, "The reasons for the inadequate care still being provided to New Zealand men are, in the opinion of the Foundation, regrettably very obvious and are attributable to a number of factors which the Foundation suggests require urgent remedial government action," close quotes. Briefly, we need to continue to highlight the need for action in the following areas. First, we need to ensure that all general practitioners are aware of the prostate cancer management and referral guidance issued by the then Minister of Health on the 29th of September 2015. That's 2.5 years ago. There are still far too many GPs who are blissfully ignorant of their obligations under that guidance. Second, we need to ensure that timely treatment is provided by our hospitals. You will recall the disgraceful state of affairs in Dunedin late last year with prostate cancer patients. Third, the difficulty many men have in getting tests for prostate cancer because many GPs are not following the 2015 guidance, and also because of geographical or ethnic factors, must be overcome. Fourth, the National Bowel Screening Program for men and women was launched in July 2017 to reduce deaths from bowel cancer. But in 2013, there were 3,075 colorectal cancer registrations for men and women, while in the same year, there were 3,129 cancer registrations, obviously for men only. A huge effort is being made to reduce the problems associated with bowel cancer, but prostate cancer, which is statistically more common if you look at it in terms of the gender, is not given the same priority. Fifth, it is a clearly established fact, not an opinion, that Maori, Pacific Island and those in lower socioeconomic groups and those living in more remote and smaller communities are disadvantaged in getting access to prostate cancer tests and treatment. But reducing these disadvantages has received little attention to date. Sixth, after breast cancer treatment, men and women have access to breast reconstructive surgery and a breast prosthesis service payment. But men have no support for the psychological and physical effects of prostate cancer treatment. This is clearly inequitable and needs to change. Seventh, women have had access to free mammograms to check for breast cancer since 1998, 20 years ago. But men do not have access to free prostate cancer testing. This is also inequitable and needs to change. Eighth, more funding is required for improved diagnostic technologies, for new prostate cancer treatments and medicines, and we appreciate these are all costly, but men do need a fair deal. Ninth, men with metastatic prostate cancer require better palliative care and support. Last year, I noted that according to a website page last updated on the 26th of 2015, and as of yesterday morning, it still hasn't been updated, and the link is on our website, the Ministry of Health claimed to be leading a review of adult palliative care services. What, for heaven's sake, has been done in the last 3 years? 10th, on the 11th of April 2018, the Ministry launched an online prostate cancer decision support tool for the public wanting to know more about getting checked for prostate cancer. See www.coupe.net.nz. And for those of you who don't make the immediate connection, which I made anyway, Coupe was the eponymous, I think that's the right word, Maori explorer who navigated through difficult circumstances and located New Zealand. And the name, if you make the connection, is obvious. Men have a journey which they need to navigate through in terms of their diagnosis. Our CEO and I and other people associated with the Foundation have had an input into our Kiwi decision support tool, but it now needs to be promoted in order to ensure that men and their families use the website. Ironically, on the 11th of May, the day when that website was launched in New Zealand, there was news from the UK that Prime Minister Theresa May was announcing a 5-year, £75 million campaign to, and I quote her words, wage war on prostate cancer, close quotes, saying that many families are losing loved ones because cancer diagnosis comes too late in the day, and that, and again I quote, our cancer treatments are world class and survival rates are at a record high, but prostate cancer still claims in the UK thousands of lives every year, and again I quote, I know we can do more, that's why I'm setting out new plans to help thousands of men get treated earlier and faster, close quotes. It'd be lovely to see our Prime Minister saying the same thing in New Zealand. At the launch of the Coupe Decision Support Tool website on the 11th of May, when Theresa May made her statement, our Minister of Health, Dr. Clark, said, and I quote from his speech, we know cancer is one of the country's leading causes of death. Most New Zealanders will have some experience of it, either personally or through a relative or friend. Prostate cancer is the most commonly diagnosed cancer in men. We also know that men can receive confusing information on prostate cancer testing and treatment, and that there is a lack of understanding about it. Our government is committed to delivering better cancer services and ensuring our health services work together effectively as a whole. Many of you will already know that I got into politics because I am concerned about inequities. In my view, things have swung far too far out of balance. But beyond just economic inequities, we know that there are specific inequitable health outcomes between different population groups. This is particularly evident in prostate cancer outcomes. Available data indicates that the largest inequities are between Maori and non-Maori in prostate cancer survival and death rates. It is the second largest inequity in cancer survival rates after lung cancer. We are aware that there are also disparities in outcome for Pacific people as well. End of quote from the Minister. I applaud those words, and the Foundation will seek to ensure that Dr. Clark's words are translated into action, and he will be reminded of those words as necessary. This conference is an important part of that campaign. The Foundation's priorities I want to talk about. 2 years ago, I stated at the beginning of our 2016 conference that we must hold the government, the ministry and doctors to account to deliver what the Prostate Cancer AQUIT program promises, including better access to good primary care, easier access to treatment, better post-treatment care and more effective palliative care. Last year, I reminded our conference of that call for action and that that better access to good primary care, easier access to treatment, better post-treatment care, and more effective palliative care remain among our highest priorities. Because, and nowadays, we changed our vision, but they're integral to advancing our vision, which the board adopted a couple of months ago, eliminating death and suffering from prostate cancer. Now, those are great, hairy, audacious statements. We might have a very small part to play in eliminating death and suffering, death from prostate cancer, but we can certainly have an active part in eliminating suffering in New Zealand. We must and we can and we will achieve that vision by, and again I quote from our new purposes, promoting awareness, providing support, funding research, and advocating for patients. This conference is indeed all about improving survival and quality of life of men with prostate cancer. Welcome to today.